We got a pair of pliers. We got a little hammer. I have a 10mm ratchet and socket, 13mm ratchet and socket, 13mm wrench, 10mm wrench, and a little cutting razor thing. Okay. The first thing we're going to do is open the little box. There's a lot of stuff. It might get a little confusing. So we're going to take it slow. And make it easy. The worst thing about a new deer stand is putting it together. Okay. This box has got your seat in it. We're going to set that out of the way. It's got your seat plate. You're going to set it right here with the seat. You have your seat swivel. Them go together. Alright, there's instructions and warnings and video. You got your safety line, your harness. Here's all the bolts and hardware to use to put that stand together and put it on a tree. Now this is your rail covers. This Velcro cushion, we're going to put that out of the way. This is the bungee, and what this bungee's for is when you're going from gun season to bow season, vice versa, it's to hold your rails in place on that tree until you get the ratchet strap tightened. It's just a convenience thing, but it is handy. Alright, these are the ends of your rifle rails. Alright, now these will go to the tree like this, but you can take these and put them out of the way. Okay. Your safety equipment, put it out of the way. Now we're going to open this big old bag of bolts and stuff. And it's hot in here, big time hot. Now that holds your tree brace, your lower tree brace on. This is your guide ropes for pulling it up, taking it down, and pulling your equipment up to you. This big strap there is for your middle tree brace, the second tree brace. This is foam to put on your ladder and a couple places on the stand to keep it good and quiet. This small ratchet strap is for your rail. This one is for the stand itself around the tree. And you have the ratchets to go with each one of those. These 4 knobs go to your gun rails. That's something we'll deal with later. Okay. The most important thing is to keep your nuts and bolts separated from one another. These small nylon washers, they're for your 10mm. The big nylon washers is for your 13s. Okay, you're going to have a little pack of metal washers that only goes to your seat These two rubber pieces go on the sides of your seat. Put them on later. Okay. You have two short 10 millimeter bolts. You want to keep those separate. They go to the actual stand. So you keep them by themselves. The pack of 4 short 10 millimeters. There's 4 of them. They go to the seat. We're actually going to put 4 of those there. We'll put 4 of these metal washers there. You're going to have 4 left over. That's later on for the seat when you're putting it on the stand. Okay. These wing nuts. They go to your rails. That's adjustment knobs. We're going to put them right back there. You don't need them right now. Okay. You got a big pack of 10 millimeters. That's mainly your ladder bolts. Keep them separate. See, them two's a tad shorter, and there's a special place for them to go. You got 4 long 10 millimeter bolts. Those go to your gun rails. Just keep them by themselves over there. Okay, now we're getting into some 13s. Just keep each pack separate. You won't have no problems. And basically what you have is you have these 13 millimeters. They'll either go through 3 pieces of steel, 2 pieces of steel, or 1 piece of steel. There's your nuts to go with the 13s. These are the pack that goes through the double bars. Then you've got 2 10 millimeters that are long by themselves. Just put them right there with the short one. Okay, these short 13s, you can put them together. That's the only ones you want to join up. Now you got 2 wing nuts. They go to your ladder braces. Put them by themselves. And here is all your 10 millimeter nuts here. We'll pour them out right there. Alright. The first thing we're going to do is try to get rid of some of this where it's not as confusing. You got your big box open. These are your side rails. Ladder braces and gun rails. That goes in the back of the stand. Anyway, you come over here and find all these tubes. These go to your ladder, and once that goes to the stand. Alright, first thing, take your razor, take your strip of foam. And you basically just gonna cut this stuff up in pieces about like that. The whole thing. You may have a few left over. That's fine. As long as you got some left over. Okay, you can cut it. When you get all your foam cut up, what you're gonna do, take the back off of it. And these tubes where you have your holes, take a piece of that, put it right there inside on all 4 sides. To do that to every tube. Each tube will have 4 pieces of tape in it. Alright. You've got your tubes. You've got your little pieces inside all your tubes. You have a few left over, just put them there. Set these out of the way. Okay. I decided to put glasses on to see something, so hot as it is, I gotta have it. We're gonna take the seat. Now this is your seat belt plate. Right there's your holes. What you're gonna do, take your swivel and just cock it where you can get to your hole. Put these 4 washers and these 4 bolts together. You're gonna put your plate up. You're gonna put your swivel there and you're gonna bolt it down. And it's got brass threads in the seat. You ain't gotta kill it. Tighten them up good. But remember, your threads is brass. You just line it up and put them in. Alright, cut that.
Go.
Alright, just to clarify, you've had, I think it was 8 steel flat washers, and you had a pack of 4 of the shortest bolts. Now I set them over there by the seat and we was unpacking this. That's what you're gonna use. You're gonna use 4 of your washers, and the 4 short bolts is gonna go through the swivel and the seat belt plate. And you just snug them up good, kind of rotate around. Won't strip the threads in them. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is go ahead and build out the ladders. That's gonna take a lot of bolts off the table, less confusion. I can cut that out. Okay, back to the tubes. Take each tube and slide it on your ladder. You can just put the ladder, keep it together, 3 pieces. 2 of them is going to go on your, one section of the ladder is wider. That's the top piece. Now what you want to do, just take it and slide them down, get them out of the way. But they're easy to forget to put on there, so just go ahead and do it first thing when you're doing these. Okay, now you're going to take this pile of ladder bolts and you're going to put 2 nylon washers. And remember, when you're putting it together, run every bolt to where the end of the thread is away from you. So you'll come in here, find your holes, wherever they may be there. And you go ahead, and what I do is I just put them hand tight, a good hard crank. And they won't come off while you're, just stick your hand there and give it a little crank, and they won't come off when you're toting that thing to the woods. The worst thing, to lose a nut when you're in the woods. That's how it look. Do every one of them except those. Just leave those alone. Get the ladder done. Set them out of the way. Cut. One thing I failed to mention is when you get your bolts on your ladder, this is what it's gonna look like. Alright, we send 2 rolls of grip tape, which you should have a little left over if you ever need it, if you tear one off. But you take this thing, just measure it off, cut your grip tape. Kind of aggravating, but you know, it's got that backing on it you gotta get off. My glass is fogging up. We're having a October heat wave. So you'll take those, just kind of center them up best you can. Put them on there and then just press her down. You'll do this to each rung, and then you'll come do it to your actual top piece of ladder for your stand. Alright. Okay, here's what she looks like. You have nice grip tape on your ladders. On this ladder, now you're going to set these to the side. Cut it. Alright, next thing we're going to do is rifle rails. And remember, when you're putting these rails together, your adjustments are going to be to the inside. So you want to lay them out to where your adjustment knobs for your height is on the inside. How it's going to look on that tree. You're going to be inside these rails here. So you want them pointing into the tree. And over here, you had 4 long 10mm bolts. There they are. They go here. Go ahead and get your washers for the 4 and your nuts. That's 10mm. Now remember, when you're sitting in your tree, this thing here is a hanger. So you imagine yourself sitting in that tree, and this is going to be on the tree, and you're going to hang your stuff. So make sure it's on the inside. Just near the same way. It's going to be sitting there like that on the tree. Put this under. Always when you're trying to film, you have a nut that won't go on good. There we go. So you're going to put these together, both of them, just like this. Okay. Over here in the pile, I told you you have these wing bolts. Now the wing bolts go on the outside here. And what these do is whatever tree you got, whether it's leaning towards you, it may be leaning out a little bit, you can adjust that rifle rail wherever you need it and then lock it down. So you go ahead and put those in. Okay. And on the back, the height adjustment, you have your knobs. You got 4 of these knobs, this bolt with plastic in. And you're going to put these there. And that's what your rifle rails are going to look like. And you just tighten it all up. Now, while ago I was explaining to you this bungee. When you're up in the tree and you get your rail height, you wrap this bungee around these rails here. And all that thing does is hold these rails on that tree where you want it until you get your ratchet strap on. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. We're going to bolt all this together, cut. Alright, here's what they look like when you're done. Adjustment knob, that's your height adjustment knob, all bolted together. Okay, now you take a ratchet and a strap's one of the short straps. Take that strap, put it around one of them, either one whether you're right-handed or left-handed. Put them both on one side. Now what you're gonna do is when you get it in the tree, you're gonna run this strap around the tree through here, back around, and just leave your bungee on there, and then ratchet around tight. We're gonna leave these, and what I do, I take these to the woods, and I pull them up and put them on the last. And your cushion that goes around each one of these, you put it on after you install them, because everybody's tree is going to be different, and these things is going to be out more. So whenever you get it where you want it, go ahead and put your cushion around it. Then you can take them off and strap them in to bow hunt. When gun season comes in, you just take them off, they're ready to go, set them down. Now the back rail is stationary, so you can go ahead and put the cushion around your back rail. And it just velcros around it. Your other two knobs will go on the inside of these. And you'll have all your rails done, and we're going to set them aside. All right. All right, here's your rear rifle rail. And you get your pad on, go ahead and put your two knobs in it. That's what you got right there. It's going to sit on the back of that stand, just like that. We'll just move this. Building the stand. You recording? You recording?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're going to start building the stand. Now look at the pile. That ain't too confusing looking. We got rid of a whole lot of bolts there that'll make you go crazy. So what you're going to need, you got 4 steel washers. You're going to need 4 of these 10mm ladder bolts. And you're going to put in there. That's to put the seat onto the stand later. So then it's basically out of the way, and this is what you got to deal with. You got a bunch of 13s and a few 10mm left. Okay, now we're going to put together the ladder braces. Now, the back pieces that go to the ladder are the same length. The only difference is the length of the pieces that go to the tree. Now this long one is for the bottom. That's where your ladder is the furthest away from the tree. You're going to be setting. And the shorter one will go on up about halfway. They don't have to be as long. Now what you do here is up under these ladder braces, you have your other 2 wing bolts. And that goes in here to adjust your ladder braces. You take your pile of 13s and you take 2 of these shorter 13s out, and you've got 2 wing nuts. That's where they go. Okay, now this longer one is for the bottom, and that's going to be in a ladder rung here. The front of this thing, you're going to take this short piece of rope, and you're going to tie this part to the tree with this rope. We'll go ahead and put it on as ready. When we get to the woods, we don't have to wonder where it's at or lose it on the way. Go ahead and tie it to it. Okay. Now, your second one, since it's up high and you can't reach it, you're going to take this long strap and a ratchet. You're gonna put, actually, you're gonna come up a tree. And you'll probably do it at probably the second joint. You put your strap on the ladder, and then you put your ratchet on the ladder. Now one of the guys is actually holding this stand on the tree. You take a break, and he'll run this around for you. Hand it to you. This will be around the tree. You'll pull it through here and tighten this thing to the tree. Don't go crazy because it's got a bolt in it. Just snug it up and it'll be fine. If it gets a little loose, you give it a click. And that's the ladder bracelet. Alright, you can cut that. Alright, we got the stand laid out. Nothing put together, we just got the parts here. Now, the first thing you do, make sure your sleeves is on. You take these pieces here. If you're left-handed, you can take this pin off and put it on the other side. But take these, just put it up there, give it a pop. We usually put this on the right hand side. Put it on there, do a wrap. Then you want to take these sleeves and slide them up. Alright, the two short 10mm screws that come by themselves, that's when you need them. You put one nylon washer and that's it. You're going to put it here in the bottom hole on each side. And what this is for is it barely fits, and when you tighten it up, the thread should come out about even with the nut. And that's when your leg's passing by here, you ain't gonna have something catching your pants. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is take two of your longest bolts. You got 4 of them. Get 2 of those. Get 4 washers for the 2 bolts, 2 nuts. Okay. Your foot platform will line up with these holes in the ladder here. And you always want your bolts away from the header. Now, to simplify, this is your hanger for your gun, bow, whatever you need, bag. Now you need to go ahead and get it in here because there's several bolts go through here. If you forget it, then you got to take them all out and put it back on. And again, if you're left-handed, you put it on this side. But if you're right-handed, you're going to slide it in here. And here's your other one. Now this one don't have anything on it. But before you do that, these leftover pieces of foam. What? What's the clicking?
Phone.
These leftover pieces of foam, you can put them in here. Stick your couple in there. Don't matter if they're sticking out or whatever. Just get them in there. Alright, you take your foam that's left over and put it here at the ends of these seat brackets. Alright, there you go. Now, you can slide that in there, nice and snug. Take the other one, slide it in. Not done. You won't forget it. Okay, now this little brace goes from here down to here. You're gonna take a regular ladder bolt, the two that's left over, and you're gonna put the two nylon washers on each. And a nut, and that's almost perfect not to catch your pants. Let's see, when you tighten that up, you're gonna have much bolt sticking out. Same thing on the other side. Go ahead and get it in there. There's a hole cut out in this foot part for the thing to go in. Make sure it's in there before you get to, make sure it stays in there, I'll say. Alright, when you get both of your foot platform braces on there, then you'll take the second size bolt. You'll need two of them. Alright, you're going to just raise this up till you get the holes lined up. And put them in both sides. Okay, when you get that, your foot brace will slide over these two bolts. That's when you'll go ahead and put your washers and your nuts. And remember, don't tighten anything until you get done. Just put them on there and let them be. Okay, when you get that, you'll take, you got two braces that look just like this. That goes from the seat brace down to your ladder and through here. So you'll take another one of your long bolts, find that middle hole and go ahead and put it through this part first. Right here, you might have to Okay, I'm gonna put the other side together and we'll come back to it. 4 long bolts, here they are. They're going through 3 pieces of metal here, 3 pieces of metal here, 2 on the other side. That takes up them 4 long ones. Now you got 4 of the middle ones left over. Alright? Okay. Once you get your foot braces on, you come back up here. Now this is that long brace we put in. You get one of the shorter 13 millimeters and you drop it in. You do both of the top ones first. Okay, for the bottom, same thing. 2 of the shorter 13 millimeters. Sometimes there's a little trick to it. What I normally do, turn the stand around. You push down here on the foot platform just a little bit to get it through, like that. That's usually it's a little tight. There you go. Okay, you got your braces down here on. Now we're going to back it off a little bit. And you got a side brace for your foot. You're going to take the short 13 millimeters and put them on. And the way that goes is the short side goes to the step and it'll fit right there into that ladder. Okay, now you take another short one. Remember to put the threads to the outside and put it This is the seat, this part here. Your 2 pieces of rubber, go on that, make them quiet. Now with the seat, use the one of the 2 of the 4. That was like about a 2.5, 3-inch bolt. Now you use 3 of these, and I'm going to show you on this side. Now what you want is you want a bushing between this and your seat. So when you stick that bolt through, you're going to hang a washer there for when you get the seat up. It'll slip through there and the seat will actually hinge on that bushing. Okay. That's what it's going to, when you get it out the other side, put another nylon washer on it. You gotta line it up, sometimes a little aggravating. You have to help. Now when you're tightening these, but you'll tighten them up last, you want to tighten it to the point that the seat, you have to pull it up and down instead of it flopping. Now when I get to this point, the seat is made to be sat on for that pin will go in it. And that's to keep it quiet. So go ahead and pin it before you start tightening everything to help keep it square. Now, one of the last pieces, you'll have a straight bar. And what that does, it goes across the back. It'll actually stop the seat and keeps the platform square. You'll use these last two 13 millimeters. Okay, these two small curved pieces, what they're for is to hang your rail on. You just slide them on the back, like so, and you'll have these two, they come in the pack by themselves, long 10 millimeter, and that's where we put them. You just come, stick them away from you. Come on, baby. When I take it to the woods, I usually have the back rail on it. Just something less to tote. You can adjust how high or low you want it when you get in the woods. You just tighten that up and it's on there. You'll slide it down or either take it off and put your side rails on and score down how high you want. All right, last thing is the seat. And your 4 ladder bolts that we moved over here are ready for them. Now what I normally do is I'll put double Teflons and a steel washer. That's where we look. I hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I have. Alright. Now, we still got our plate turned where we can get to the holes. What you'll do, set that baby right on the top. You just turn it wherever you need to turn it. You run these bolts from the bottom up. Just like that. It's just a matter of sliding and turning it until you know, moving it around till you can get to it with your fingers. Pick your seat up a little bit. You can see what's going on. Try to get it through the holes there. And you can kind of move around to get it on there. Then tighten it up. But just remember to tighten all your bolts when you get done. Just start at the bottom, go around. You'll have 1, 2, 3 sets of 10 millimeters, the rest of them's 13. You don't sweat to death and die before you get it put together. All right, got it. Okay, now we're going to put together the ladder braces. Now, the back pieces that go to the ladder are the same length. The only difference is the length of the pieces that go to the tree. Now this long one is for the bottom. That's where your ladder is the furthest away from the tree. You're going to be setting. Now this shorter one will go on up about halfway. They don't have to be as long. Now what you do here is up under these ladder braces, you have your other 2 wing bolts. And that goes in here to adjust your ladder braces. Okay. Now, you take your pile of 13s and you take 2 of these shorter 13s out, and you've got 2 wing nuts. That's where they go. Okay, now this longer one is for the bottom, and that's going to be in a ladder run here. The front of this thing, you're going to take this short piece of rope, and you're going to tie this part to the tree with this rope. We'll go ahead and put it on as ready. When we get to the woods, we don't have to wonder where it's at or lose it on the way. Go ahead and tie it to it. Okay. Now, your second one, since it's up high and you can't reach it, you're going to take this long strap and a ratchet. You're going to put, actually, you're going to come up the tree and you'll probably do it at probably the second joint. You put your strap on the ladder, and then you put your ratchet on the ladder. Now one of the guys is actually holding this stand on the tree. You take a break and he'll run this around for you, hand it to you. This will be around the tree. You'll pull it through here and tighten this thing to the tree. Don't go crazy because it's got a bolt in it. Just snug it up and it'll be fine. If it gets a little loose, you give it a click. And that's the ladder braces.